unfortunately can't hear. The video has
Welcome,
paused on my
everybody, to
screen.
Generation Dan, the only podcast where it's 2 outs, bottom of the ninth, and you send us up to bat, you're screwed. I'm Atlas Novak. I'm your millennial. Who else is here with me?
I'm Dino the Genetic Marvel, and yeah, yay sports. I don't know. This is a weird time because everyone is sports fanatic now, and I'm like, all right, sure. I'm still celebrating Halloween. I don't know what to do. It's very odd.
And our guest here today is Miss Amy Jaroon. How are you, Amy?
Hi, well, Liz, thank you guys for having me here. And I do actually love sports, so I love the reverse dynamic that the female is the jock and the men are going to listen to me talk about sports.
That's fair.
Yep.
That's totally. Hey, you know what? Hi, Victoria. It's one of those things where, like, even so, Amy. So I've been working as a scare actor for the last 3 Halloweens, and I found out that it's my passion because I'm scary on like a Tuesday afternoon in the summer to people because I'm 6'2" and built like a house. So it's this weird thing where I'm like,
house. Yeah.
October, I can just be myself, and people are like, "Oh, well, he's scary for Halloween." I'm like, "Sure, let's call it that. It's great." So now this happened. Everyone's like, "No, just forget Halloween. We have to talk about sports." And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know what to do now." It's
Okay, so like the reason I wanted to do this episode, one, I think we've done sports episodes of Generation Dan before, but the reason I wanted to do this particular one is I and Amy, as you can tell by her shirt, video listeners, are in Los Angeles. Dino is in Toronto. The Toronto Blue Jays and the LA Dodgers are playing each other in the World Series. This has to happen. I'm sorry.
It's only fair. There you go. And immediately Victoria's like, "Go Jays. Suck it." There you go. Yeah, you know what? It was the you know what the frustrating thing is? Immediately the prices for tickets it's like 10 grand for a seat.
That's insane.
Yeah, and it's like, oh my god! Somebody said that they found a standing room ticket for $1,000, and I'm like, that's not a good thing. That's horrible. But yeah,
the last time you guys were in the World Series was before I was born. I think, right? In the 90s? Like
that's
90s?
1992 and 3? Yeah, I think they were back to back.
94.
Yeah.
Yep. Last time they were in the World Series. I wasn't alive yet.
Listen, it was a weird time. So my background is I'm Greek. And so my dad played soccer growing up. He had nothing. So he's like, "What's baseball exactly?" But then, baseball fever hits. We're in the World Series. And it's like, let's learn about baseball. So we're trying to teach him. We're watching every night. It was a fantastic experience. And even when they won, we drove downtown. And I'm like, okay, so I was 12 and 13 when that happened. And we drove downtown and we were like, we should go party. And my dad's like, no, we're leaving. This is insane. And just took us away. Yeah, Victoria's dad actually made ball caps for the Jays in 92, 93 for the World Series. Yeah.
Now the only people who can afford it is Geddy Lee from Rush.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Did a Greek guy said he didn't want to party? Like, that doesn't sound right for somebody who's Greek.
100%. That's that his kids did. And the funny thing was that at the same point in time, we didn't know my other brother, who's 10 years older than I am, was downtown and partying it up. And he was like, he saw wild stuff. Like 2 bodybuilders got on top of a bus station, like a bus vestibule, and like started doing a strip tease for people, and like people were just going insane. But yeah, so now I am too old to go and enjoy the party. So yay!
No, you're not. Okay, first of all, let's review viewers. Those were Canadians partying from the World Series, not people from Philadelphia. Those were people from Toronto. So no, we are not crazy for partying like that when people in the country next door, notorious known for being very mild-mannered, very polite, are also stripping on vestibules.
I love the idea of Dino's older brother being like the last emperor of the Byzantine Empire, being like, I must fall with my country, and then he like takes his clothes off and jumps into the party.
I mean, basically, yeah.
He came back though, right? I hope.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, good.
It was,
all right.
it was like, that's the thing is, like in Toronto, not so much now, but it's like, yeah, you're absolutely right, Amy. People are very polite in Canada. Like we're not nice necessarily, but we are very polite about things. And like there are certain, like we riot, no one breaks glass. Why? That's not what we're here for. We're protesting. It's a different situation, right? There's a very strong sense of principle. Whether it's right or not, who knows? But yeah, so I'm hoping they win. I know on the first game when they won, things were insane, and I was working at the time, and I was like, "Oh, I want to go party," and I'm like, "No, I got to work tomorrow too. I'm going home to sleep." Yeah, Canadians not polite. Things are getting weird up here, but.
I think we're getting ahead of ourselves because we're talking about the partying of winning the World Series when, as of the time of recording this, it's 1-1, where the Jays won the first game handily. I might add. I watched part of it with my dad, and I showed up just in time for them to take Snell off, and then they had their grand slam. The Jays had their grand slam, and then it's like, here we're ahead 9-2. Like, well, shit.
Yeah.
And then game 2 I didn't watch, but I was like just following it on Google, and like we ended up winning. So now it's 1-1, and we're going back to LA for the next 3 games.
Which, should be an interesting thing. I'm thinking, what is this about? We're talking about sports,
specifically baseball.
Yeah. It's you know what? Regardless, this is the thing too. Is I have tried watching sports on TV, and I'm like, I want to die. Like it's horrible. But like being in person, like going to a hockey game, going to a basketball game, baseball game, even a baseball game, it is a slow experience, but it is very enjoyable in person. But like, I don't know. It's one of those things that
it is, yeah.
Like when you're there, like I've been to one football game, and that was an experience. It was a friend's bachelor party, and he's a sporto, so we ended up partying Niagara Falls, and then we got tickets for a Bills game on the Sunday, and like we had horrible seats, but it was so fun. Like it was just such a great experience. We saw a woman beat the living hell out of a guy. It was and like the security was holding the guy, and she's like, "Pah, pah, pah," and I'm like, "Yeah, he was a dick." That's
got
totally
him in
fair.
And just be like, "Here, take your shots."
Basically, yeah. And I was like, "Yeah, that's totally reasonable." But yeah, so that's why I'm like, I'm always down to go to live sports, but like people are like, "You want to watch the game?" I'm like, "Not really. No, I want to see the things too, right?"
Amy, what's your favorite live sport to go watch?
Oh man, there's 2. I love watching hockey because I, as a young child, wanted to be a ice skater just so I can transition into hockey and not tell my parents. And rugby is the other sport I like watching. So rugby, 2 of the most violent sports you can imagine without actually being fighting sports are the ones I like to watch that live.
Yeah.
I believe there was a Disney Channel original movie of the first premise that like, I'm going to do one thing on ice so that it can be the other thing, but I think it's in reverse.
Yeah.
I want to say, like, I don't know the name of this movie, but I remember watching it with my sister at one point where like she's playing hockey.
Oh, there is that, like, right. I couldn't think
and then
of
she
that.
becomes a figure skater. I can't remember the name of the movie. Comment section, if you know, please sound off because this is going to kill me. I'll have to look it up later.
See, the funny thing is because it's soccer is a gentleman's sport played by hooligans, but rugby is a hooligan sport.
I'm a millennial, so in the 90s was like.
I don't think the internet's too good. There we go. Okay, you said in the 90s what?
That is very true.
Yeah. I don't like soccer, but I like rugby. Yeah, rugby is fun. Rugby is a fun experience. It's a weird thing because it is violent. Actually, and you know what, Amy? Up here, we have a lot of OHL teams that play in the Greater Toronto area. So like Leaf tickets are insanely expensive. They're like $500 for a ticket, and it's ridiculous because they're like, oh, you want a beer? That's $27. You're like, I'm not doing that. Let's go to hell. But you can go to an OHL game where they're guys that are still trying to make it, right?
Yeah.
So you can get a ticket that's just, you come early, you sit wherever you want, and it's like $18. And these guys fight, like they go for it because they're still trying to get,
somewhere, the
golden ticket. Like they're still trying to get signed. So they are fighting hard. They are playing hard, and you see some wild stuff. And it's like $18. It's a great night. It's a fun experience.
It kind of reminds me of like minor league baseball games. Like when I went and visited my friend Dan, we went to a minor league baseball game, and it's really fun because they're like, we're not on national TV. We're gonna do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah,
it's fantastic, and the tickets are really cheap. But like thinking about things like hockey and soccer, rugby are games where the game is constantly in motion and very rarely gets stopped.
Yeah,
for anything, so you have to be paying attention. And games like baseball or basketball, there are like demarcated chunks of like, okay, I'm going to take a sip of my beer, I'm going to talk to my friend, and then when you hear something, then you go, okay, what's going on? Like you hear the crack of the bat, or the like, okay, the shot clock has started back up and they're dribbling. Like you can look back toward the court.
Yeah.
So it's like different rhythms. Amy, you've been to a Kings game, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do they still do the thing? Because I went a lot as a kid, and I haven't really gone as an adult. Do they still have Cartman from South Park dressed up in Kings gear when they're like, okay, into the beginning of the play, and they're like moving the puck down the rink, and then you hear him go Kings, go, as Cartman? Do they still do that, or is that not a thing
Yes,
anymore?
Cartman still comes out periodically. My favorite was he was swimming in the ocean, Jaws style, where they had the Jaws music and the shark is coming after him. And when he gets out of the water, it's this tiny little thing. And he goes, oh, it's just a San Jose shark. And he throws it on the barbecue grill and yells, go, Kings, go.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's like a bowling alley where like they have the like really cartoony things of like, here's how bowling pins get fucking murdered, but like with the other team. That's great.
Carmi asks, what is your guys' favorite hockey team? I mean, I'm in Toronto, so Leafs is fine, but
Kings.
I hate what they've become. Kings? Yeah. Amy, do you have an opinion on your favorite hockey team?
Kings.
Definitely Kings. That's fair.
Yeah.
No, I love the Kings. I mean, I grew up as a millennial, so when we got Wayne Gretzky, like that was such a big deal for me growing up, and that's all I knew about hockey were LA Kings and Wayne Gretzky. And I've met like people from Edmonton who are very like, there's like you said, Canadians are very polite, but they're still really mad that we took Gretzky away from them.
100%.
Like, no, he left for more money. You could not provide him. Not our fault.
Yeah, I think so. And you know what? On that point, I think the one thing
I feel like that's
everyone is. Yeah, no, absolutely. But like the one thing we can all be happy about is that the Yankees aren't in the World Series. That's always a nice little treat. Just because you're like, the rich guys aren't here. Suck it.
Well, I mean, like the Dodgers have a pretty comparable payroll. And okay, so last night I was on a show and there was a guy from upstate New York. He was wearing a Red Sox hat. And he was doing his set and he was talking about like sports or whatever, but he goes like, I think we can all agree, fuck the Yankees, right? And we're like, yeah. So like there's a weird camaraderie between the Sox and the Dodgers, which is like the Yankees.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's this weird thing where I've heard it a few times where people are just like, oh yeah, I'm not a huge baseball guy. I'm just happy the Yankees aren't in the World Series. You're like, I mean, everyone's happy when the rich guy isn't in the World Series. I'm like, yes,
but also like the Dodgers are becoming what I'm calling the villain team, which is when a team wins enough. Like we've been in 5 of the last 9 World Series.
Oh yeah,
and won most of them. Like
nobody wants
to get to a point where everybody fucking hates you.
Yeah.
And like there have been other villain teams. The Yankees are a famous one, but also like the Patriots in American football, like 20 years ago, the Chiefs now. And like, yeah, so we're becoming the villain team, and I'm
That's
like,
true.
okay,
Yeah.
Otani's awesome, but we're winning a lot, and
Yeah.
I can understand why people hate us.
Sorry, Amy, we don't mean to cut you off. I think your internet is a little bit delayed. We're just trying to be keep it going. Carmi says the Islanders. I don't live there though, so I can't see the games. That is always frustrating. Come on, the Yankees are. It's not that the
I know
Yankees
there's
are
a delay
bad.
on my
It's that, and yeah, the Mets are horrible, but the Yankees are just bad people. You're just like, yeah, there's just too much money. It's just too much money. Like I went to New York and we went to a Yankees game. We bought scalp tickets, and it was an awesome experience. Like it was such a great, and we went into it was the last year that they were using old Yankee Stadium, and like it was such a good experience. Like it's very much, yeah, it's very much got like similarly that New York City has a vibe where you're like, New York is alive, like it is a real thing. Similarly, so like Yankee Stadium, it's an alive thing that you experience, and you're like, oh, this is a wild experience, you know. So yeah, I'm glad we were able to do that. But yeah, still, you know, fuck the Yankees. They're a bunch of rich bastards. It's and then so we have the same thing for the Leafs, where the Leafs, you're like, everybody wants the Leafs to win, but they are so profitable without having to win that it doesn't matter. And it's like, damn it, you know. And everyone makes fun of Leafs. Leafs training for the Stanley Cup is they start working on their golf swing because they're not going to be in the Stanley Cup.
Oh, that's rough.
It is rough, but also like,
you're trying to Gilmore it, okay?
Yeah, I mean, that might work. Yankees might be rich ones, but we can agree the Mets are new. Oh yeah, no, come on.
Are they?
That's fair.
I don't really have a bone to pick with the Mets at all.
They're just everyone's like the Mets.
No, I have no problems with the Mets.
There's another teacher at my school. He's like the union guy. He's a big Mets fan. Like he's a big Mets fan, but I'm also realizing like there are a lot of teachers at this school who are Mets fans, like counselors and stuff. They have a little flag in the window. I'm like, okay.
It seems like they're elite. They left New York because they were being persecuted. That's what had happened. They were like, I'll go to LA. They'll accept me as a Mets fan. It's fine.
I'm walking through the main office going, meet the Mets. Like you can, you know, like
this is the thing is like, if you're in New York, you have the Mets and the Yankees. It's like the Yankees are the golden child. They're everything's expensive. They got top tier everything. And then you have the Mets, who's like, well, they're here. Whatever, but you know, what are you gonna do? It's this weird dynamic that everyone goes through. But regardless, it's the same thing with all sports. Like you said, Dallas, is if you win too much, you become the villain. And that's the hilarious part about this is that the Dodgers have already won quite a bit recently. And then you're like, and then the Jays are a Canadian team. You're like, well, you can't hate a Canadian team. They're Canadians. No. They're so polite. It's not, you know, it's just,
no one has like a fuck you Jays because of who you are. It's just like, you're our opponents. We must crush you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's this weird thing. And that's why, like, in all honesty, I'm even my boss was like, I hope they win and then don't win for 10 years. So my Halloween haunt does well, because people will come more. As he goes, I hope they clear it in Ford. That way I could just get back to business and not have to worry about it. Because like one of the games is on October 31st. And it's like, damn it. Don't do that. It's going to screw up my whole thing, you know?
Well, that's unfortunate because we're tied 1-1 and going back to LA. So like you're in the top 10 now. So,
and also, I know that most teams try and win in their home city as well. Right. Mm-hmm. So, like if the Dodgers clear it in the next 3, they're going to be winning in LA, which number one, you guys should buy fire extinguishers from now. Just be ready. Park your cars in a private garage. Maybe put wood on your windows just in case. People celebrate in weird ways in your guys' town. It's weird. You guys are a little aggressive. I'm just.
I'm gonna just put this in the universe for people in Los Angeles. Could we not use fire for anything? We've already had enough of that at the beginning of the year. Could we just not use fire?
Yeah, definitely. Because like every year, for people who are outside of LA, when the Dodgers
please give
win,
the fire department a break. Let's give those guys a break, okay?
They want to.
The Dodgers when the fireworks come out, like
yeah. It's one of those things.
Gosh, it does, and I live by too.
Yeah, God. This is where it's a weird thing, right? Is that we're in a situation where like people want to celebrate and you're like, okay, but then also people are drinking and you're like, all right, and you're like, and people have access to fire. You're like, no, that's the first two we are okay with. People are drinking, people having a good time, they want to celebrate. There's no problem. It's the access to fire is a little bit of an issue. We're gonna have some problems, you know, and yeah. It's like you guys have a fire magnet over there. It's great. It's one of those.
Like it's dry, you know.
I have a good anecdote about that, about like celebrating a little too hard. I was at a Metallica concert a few years back, and of all things, they had Jim Brewer, the comedian, opening for them. Not even a band, just a comedian. And he cautioned the crowd like, hey guys, we're not in our 20s anymore. I know I'm not. So instead of trying to mosh and trying to start a fight in the pit, just walk around in the circle, you guys. And sure enough, during the concert, I see 3 circles of men just walking in a circle. And when somebody fell down, they all came together, picked them up, and continued walking in the circle. I was like, okay, first of all, the fact that you followed directions was amazing.
Yeah.
But also, I love that they actually did so hard just to walk into circles.
Yeah, it's good advice. Let's be honest. You're like, hey, listen, everybody, we got hips that might get broken. let's just we don't heal like everyone's gonna know we got punched in the face on Monday. So let's just calm down. We can walk in a circle real fast. It's gonna have the same effect. It's, you know, that's awesome. Yeah. That is hilarious.
Let's just all get together and sing a song, okay? Let's just kumbaya this.
Yeah. I think that's reasonable. It's you know, you don't want it's that's the funny thing. Even so, yesterday at we've been working all week, and yesterday was on paper is usually the biggest night for Halloween. So it was like, it's gonna be a big night. They tried to hype us up. So they had like a little motivational pep talk before we were going out to scare people, and they also had people dance. They played some music, and one person was recording people dancing, and I'm like, I'd really like that video, but to Peanuts music, because that's exactly how it looked. Because you know, there's a lot of drama students that work in scare in haunted houses, and I'm like, oh, this is it. And people are like, you should dance, and I'm like, you should leave me alone. I'm bigger than you. It's
that's right.
It's one of those
absolutely
right. It's yeah. I always find it entertaining for that. That's the and you know what? That's the other thing where I'm like, I want to go downtown and party. I'm like, yeah, my wife is 5'4" and Chinese. So I'm like, yeah, I don't want to bring her to the party because violence might break out, and I want to protect her. I don't want to do that. You know, I want to go party and have a good time, but also, you know, I don't want my wife in danger. Yeah, but at the same time, it'll be a fun time. Regardless, I just I want them to have. I want it to be a good series. And like it's hilarious how as the series goes, just give me a mini taser. There you go. Thanks, Victoria. That's a good idea. I'll buy you a mini taser. Just I keep on telling all the female scare actors in our haunt that I'm like, they should all get tasers because people are weird, and the people try and touch, and you're like, yeah, just tase them. Just give them, you know.
I can buzz random people to.
100%. Yes.
Yeah.
Is
it's
it
one of those
the
things.
one where it's like it like shoots the little thingies?
This
and
is
then they,
when
like,
you
grab
ask
onto
them all
you?
to dress like Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Or
And
does
then-
it look like an electric razor with the little lightning bolts and you just go?
An electric razor with so the one that shoots the two things is not as reliable unless you hit skin, right? So and then you're aiming for the face. You don't want to, that's not a nice thing to do to people. But the little one, you could just jam it through clothing and it works. But like that's the weird part is that
Okay, good to know.
yeah. No, it's one of those things where, and that's why I'm like, I have a friend who has a taser, and I was like, I want to try it, and they're like, you really shouldn't. I'm like, no, I want to. And then I tased my leg, and I was like, yeah, that's not gonna do anything to me. And they're like, for real? I'm like, no, it's fine. I'm big and fat. I'm not worried about it. So I bought myself a cattle prod though, because those are legal up here. It's a 36-inch cattle prod, and it takes like 4D batteries. So it's got a lot of zap to it. And sure enough, like I zapped my own hand and I had 2 prong marks. I was like, ow, that really hurt. And Victoria's like, good to know. That's what I can use on you. I'm like, yeah, that's I'm the size of small cattle. That's fair. It's a good tool to zap people with. That's why I'm like, yeah, just walk around with that. Just get a little, it makes complete sense.
So we've talked about this before, but whoever wins,
just a traumatic memory I have. Odds.
Oh God, I want to hear the story from Amy. I wish her internet was better. Oh God.
Like, is your apartment in a Faraday cage or what? Like,
I spent Thanksgiving at a friend's house. No, I was at a friend's house, and him and his girlfriend got a package, and the friends in there were like, "Don't open it." And I'm like the new friend that was brought to the friend group. I'm like, "What's going on?" They're like, "Don't open it, man." And he pulls out this like glass wand that you use to like zap somebody. And I was like, why do you have that? And why are you, one of the guys had to pull me over and be like, his girlfriend used to work at a sex shop. So he's constantly trying to find things to spice up their relationship. And I said, okay. And we could hear buzzing through the floor. I was like, what's that? He's like, oh, he just went upstairs to turn on the sex chair. I'm like, oh, okay. So is this how you welcome people into the friend group to see who would stay or go? Because it works really well. Because I really want to leave now.
I mean, you're definitely sending a signal when you're like, hey, anyone want to see the sex chair I got up? Any of the newbies? You want to see the sex chair? It's like, I mean, I have questions, but also I think I want to leave. That's a fair response. Victoria, maybe we should take Krav Maga classes.
No, especially because it's like, okay, if you're male, it's what I did take self-defense all throughout junior high and high school. So I felt safe. Like if I need to defend myself, I can defend myself. Do I want to? No, not really. Yeah. But can I? Yes. but also just like, man, I have.
Yeah, no.
I still have no words for that. And I haven't thought about it in about 10 years too.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. That is a hard situation to describe. That's for sure. But yeah, like my problem is, number one, Victoria, you don't want me to be more dangerous. That's a bad idea. And also, no, I don't want you to have to get into altercations, period. Just don't get involved. There are times where I'm like, oh, it's time to go. And people are like, why? And I'm like, you'll see. And I'm like, yep, no, just don't get involved. It is smarter to walk away than it is to partake a lot of the times. Atlas, you were saying something?
Okay. Whoever wins
the
World Series, the other.
What should be the punishment?
There's got to be some sort of punishment because this is essentially the competition between Gen X and Millennial, Toronto and Los Angeles. There's got to be some sort of like this never happens.
Yeah.
This never happens. So there's got to be something. There's got to be something up for grabs.
Yeah, it's there's got to be something. I don't know if anyone has an idea in the comments, feel free to give us suggestions as to what the punishment should be for the loser, because they will lose pride for sure. Yeah. And then also they should be shamed in public.
A bunch of exercises, eat a weird food, whatever. Sound off in the comments because come on, this is pretty cool. I
mean, we don't get this opportunity very often. Yeah, it is. I was thinking on that, and I'm like, I don't know what's a good challenge, but
cinnamon challenge.
Yeah, well, my mind immediately was like, you should have to walk around your city wearing the shirt of the other team. But I'm like, but then we would probably get into fights, and I don't want you to get beat up. I don't want you
to get beat up.
Listen. Your state has guns still. Mine does not. I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about you. Okay?
California. What are you talking about? Okay, maybe
Not to be vain, but I'm of a certain level of female attractiveness where I can wear the tiniest little Blue Jay shirt and nobody will want to fight me. They'll want to talk shit, but also at the same time, can I buy her a beer? So I'll be
exactly. Yeah,
that'll work for you, not so much for me. Are you kidding me? I go to school in a Blue Jays t-shirt.
And damn, I gotta go to Atlas and protect Atlas.
We're gonna
you have to protect Atlas. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna fly.
I'll have 2 Blue Jays right here and be like, guys, you have to be respectful of everybody and their beliefs. And then jump up and down every once in a while to help them out. I don't know.
I mean, it will.
Case, I do that, and they're like, "Ew, gross."
Please stop.
He has man boobs. He's not a genetic marvel at all.
No. It's also I mean, having to post pictures wearing a Speedo of the other team, also a very mean.
Can't be
thing.
doing that. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's a good.
No, I think the T-shirt of the other team seems like a fitting punishment.
That's fitting.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah.
Her best Trey. I feel like what? Maybe we should do it because not to endanger anyone, but I feel like you have to wear it on every episode. You have to wear the other team's shirt. I feel like that's a fair.
Every episode.
Well, for a month. How about that?
For a month. Okay, so four episodes in a row.
4 episodes in a row. Okay, or Bestie Frey, you are getting timeout because you're clearly just spamming the thing. So
she's acting like Alphabet. It's me, just for fucking.
Yeah, that's weird. Is you know what? Also, too. So I've been working this Halloween hunt, and the amount of young people who walk around saying 6'7" makes me immediately want to commit acts of violence. I'll be honest with you.
I think the problem with 6'7" is that because the numbers are next to each other, you run into it by accident way too much, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's read chapter 6 and 7. 6. Okay.
Yeah. So, and this is the thing is there's 2 frustrations I've been experiencing this period of time has been number 1, young people saying 6'7", which immediately acts of violence. And the other one is a lot of men will come up and be like, dab me up, which I'm like,
what does that mean?
To give me a fist pump. So now in my outfit, so you guys understand, is I'm wearing a latex mask, but also it's a half mask. So it's got just strapped on the back of my head. So while they're like, you're wearing a mask, and I'm like, I feel like I'm wearing someone else's face, which is a lot scarier because you can see my beard coming out the bottom and stuff and you see the back of my head. And also I'm wearing a rubber apron that's covered in blood, and I have an 8-inch cleaver in my hand. So when people are like, so it's terrifying. So people are like, dab me up, and I'll usually hold up my cleaver to their hand, and they're like, oh God, no. Right. And yesterday, one guy was with two very attractive young women, and he was like, "Dab me up," or he said, "High five," whatever, something. And I held up the cleaver. He was like, "Oh God, you have a knife." And the girl that wasn't his girlfriend, I'm assuming, was like, "He should use that knife to cut your dick off," to that guy. And I look at her.
So she's like the third wheel or
Yeah.
something.
Also, she was the more attractive of the two women. So I'm like, yeah, I see how that works. And so she's like, "You should use that to cut his dick off." So I look at her, and in my creepy voice, I'm like, "I need a smaller knife." And she died. She's straight up just like, like right, just pointing at him and laughing. And I'm like, yeah, it seems accurate. And he was like, "What did he say?" I'm like, "You don't want none of this, little boy." And she was like, "Oh, goddamn." Like it was, I'm like, yeah.
Dab me up sounds like you need to give someone more wing sauce. Yeah, that comes to mind also. It does not sound like
Also,
Yeah.
It sounds like something delicate, right? Like something with fingers, not the whole hand.
so just so we know the age difference between us and Atlas. Atlas, do you know who Lorena Bobbitt is?
Yes, I do know who Lorena Bobbitt is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to know. Like, I should ask this.
Yeah.
That's a different kind of dab me up. Jesus.
Mhm,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like people who don't know who Lorena Bobbitt is, you're like, "Oh, you should read the story." It's that is
wow.
a top tier.
Yeah. And material for comedians for years after that.
Oh, for so long. So long.
Oh, I have the best material because of that. Thailand, where I'm from, is the #1 country for penis reattachment.
I mean, know there was an industry for that.
My wife and I were just there for our 10-year anniversary. We went to Hong Kong and then to Thailand. And I'm like, I'll be honest with you, having interacted with men and women there, I'm like, that seems like an accurate statement. Just, yeah, there's women are significantly more, what's the word for it?
This can't be good.
No, it's just the men are very effeminate, and I'm like, I don't, and women are just like, they're like, "No, we're gonna fucking do something." You're just like, I don't know how to deal with this situation. I'm very confused.
I thought you were there to get a second one attached. And,
no, it's a third.
It's a third. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I call it the trident. Yeah.
It's very polarizing. Men in Thailand are either super chauvinistic, misogynistic, or they're super feminine. There's like really no in between. Women are the same way. You're either super strong, super we can do it, or super submissive, super subdued. And I'm very much American born, so I'm very
wife
much
or Rosie the Riveter. No in between.
Yeah.
There's no in between. Like you do something, you're gonna feel it.
Yeah.
Is basically how I grew up.
Yeah. And hilariously too is everyone is this big in comparison to me. So I'm walking around and people are like, "What the fuck are you?" And I'm like, I'm just huge. It was great. I had a great experience. I'll be honest with you. It was also like I learned because we were in a resort about an hour away from the airport in Phuket, and which I purposely kept on calling "fuck it." And people were like, "It's Phuket," and I'm like, "It's fuck it." It's pretty hilarious.
Like, fuck it. Yeah.
It's very. I'm like, this is the one chance I can use this. You know. I visited fuck it, and people were like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's great." But like, I noticed on like the second day of being there that I'm like, I was the loudest person on the entire resort. Like, it didn't matter who it was; they could hear me coming from like around the corner and down the walkway, and there were always, there was a lot of men at the resort as staff. And they're very polite, and I'm not like, it was their work, so I don't know if that's their real personality or if they put that on for there. But they're always very like Sawadee Cup, and I'm like, why are you talking so high? I don't want. Stop that. Just say good morning. I don't know what to do with this situation, And then we got a taxi ride from a couple times from men, as you said, Amy, that were like very like, I'm a manly man, and I'm smoking and I'm hard, and I'm like, you're 4'5", Bo. I don't know what you're doing here. It was a very, I do want to go back. That's for sure. But yeah, it was very relaxed. It was a great place. Food was fantastic. That's for sure.
Yeah, I miss the food, definitely. I do feel like every time I go back to visit my own country, like, man, I am very loud. I am
Right? Yeah. It's
and they tell me too, they're like, oh yeah, we can tell who the Americans are by the volume of their voice. I'm like, you have to understand where we live is 3 feet of space. Like we give each other space. But in Asia, everybody is very close knit. It's a small community, and it's for no other reason than efficiency. Like when you're trying to get into a train, we're packing everybody in the train, we're packing everybody in the bus. So I'm so used to people being closed up on me to the point where like, hey guys, I legitimately am claustrophobic. Please do not touch me right now. But you couldn't avoid that. It was amazing. And the fact that you're 6'2" when the average person is maybe 5'7", 5'8". Yes, you tower over the rest of us like a giant. We think you're gonna, stomp our villages. Like
100%.
It's just how it is.
Yeah. It was hilarious. Like I was doing this thing. So we went to Hong Kong. So we flew through Japan. We stopped in the airport. So I tried McDonald's in Japan, Hong Kong, Macau, and Thailand, right? Because I'm like, it's number one, it's great content. Number two, it's just a fun experience. And I'll tell you this much, is McDonald's everywhere in the world is better than it is in Canada and the US. It's that simple. Just everywhere. If you go to get a Big Mac in Hong Kong or Japan, you're like, this is delicious. Like, this is a great burger.
Oh yeah, I lived on Big Macs in high school.
Hey, this is the one thing when we went to McDonald's, they had, because I'm like, I always look at what kind of pie they have because I'm like, yeah, why not? And in Thailand, they had a cheesy ham pie, and it was the best fucking thing I've ever eaten. Like it was honestly tasted like a pastry more than anything else. I ended up having 3 more in the airport because they had a McDonald's. And I'm like, I want more than fucking cheesy pies, right? But like they forgot one burger. So I walked up to the counter and I'm like, I'm missing something. And they were just like, oh God, what is he going to do? I'm like, I'd like to have it. And they're like, we could do that. We'll bring it to you. And I'm like, all right, sounds good. And they're just like, and I'm like, everybody's got to calm down. I'm just a large person. Everybody just relax. It was very funny.
I've seen tourists yell at employees in like Thai airports, and they are so ruthless because Canadians are super polite, and so are Thai people to like the nth degree, where someone starts yelling, they're like, they don't know what to do in conflict. And I've had to step in and like help the employees up. Sometimes they don't speak English well. I'm like, hey buddy, you're gonna have to slow your roll. People make mistakes. You yelling at them, they're terrified, they're not going to move. So if you want your food, you're going to have to calm down so they know that you're not going to hurt them, so they can bring you your food. And he's like, oh, I didn't mean that. I was just really upset. I'm tired. I'm like, cool, don't take it out on innocent people just trying to feed you. I'm like,
I love the idea of every continent has an overly polite country. So like Asia has Thailand and North America has Canada. Is there one for South America too? Like,
ooh, it's got to be like countries? It's got to be one of the Uruguays or Paraguays, like
that would make sense.
I'll tell you where it is. It's in Chile. I'll tell you why. It's because Chile has an actual Boxing Day. It's the day after Christmas, and you get to fight whoever you want to air your grievances. So technically, that will help them be nice the rest of the calendar year because they know they'll punch a fucker on Boxing Day.
Did have a purge day?
Basically, and it's. Like, honestly, there are videos on the internet where it's like women versus women beating the shit out of men. And it's just like, oh my God, like just pop, pop. And you're like, oh my God. It's very entertaining to watch.
How does the rest of the world not know about this? How are we not like streaming this regularly?
I mean, like I've had this discussion with people before where you're like, I remember watching the Purge movie, like the first one where they didn't really give any of the deep, dark, evil shenanigans behind everything. You're kind of going, oh yeah, if I could kill for a day, that would really straighten me out for the rest of the year. There's no question. You're like, that's 100%. Yeah. You're like, I should be allowed. Yeah. Like I did this joke in front of nurses, and 2 nurses were like, you're damn fucking right. I was like, during the pandemic, I'm like, we clapped for them on on our balconies. We clapped for them. We banged pots. We couldn't give them money because they'd spend that on food and housing. How dare us, right?
Yeah.
I said, but as a fair treatment, I think nurses, and not just like any nurse, but like a career nurse, deserves 3 murders without question per year. Like they should be allowed to kill 3 people.
100%. Oh my gosh.
There's a tweet I remember seeing where it's like a nurse who's like, there's an intern here who's gonna get bloody murdered because he like keeps bossing around the nursing staff who know more than him at this point, and does it. And then the one after is like, he just said this. That man's gonna be dead by the end of the week. I'll see if I can find it.
It's this weird thing, and the funny thing is, there was a nurse in the audience when I said the joke, and she was like, "We already do." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Don't tell people. What are you, crazy?" And she's like, "We do horrible fucking things." I'm like, "Stop talking. Just stop talking." Jesus. Yeah, it's a weird thing where you're kind of going like, listen, I'm not saying that everybody should just be going around doing whatever they want. Like, I have another joke where I'm like, we should have a ticket that's a punch in the face. Like, essentially, I can write you a ticket. Like, I get every 6 months, I get one ticket I can write. I write your ticket. You have to go to the punch in your face booth. There's no fine. You just get punched in the face, realize you're an asshole, and move on. Like, it's
no, like going for the teeth or whatever. Like, it's got to be like a right hook or something. But like,
realistically, you could even be like, hey, let's sterilize the whole process. They just pull back a 2x4 and it just springs right into your face, and you're like, all right, there you go. You got your just
subsidized by the dental industry, so it's like, all right, we can,
I mean, I would not. That would be a great way to get it through
to stimulate the economy. I found it. So from at Bromo Southern on Twitter. My intern is pissing off the nurses. I tried talking to him about it, but he won't stop being a prick. All I can do is watch them eat him alive. New tweet. He just asked if, quote, if I wanted your opinion, I'd ask for it to a 30-year veteran ICU nurse. Child going to die today.
No, he didn't.
Well, and this is,
you don't fuck with the nursing staff.
This is that weird thing where, like, there's a certain amount of not clout maybe, but confidence comes from having a high ranking or I get paid more and that kind of stuff, when you're going, yeah, but experience trumps that every single time, right? And it's the same where like we were talking about sports, is like, you have a team like the Yankees that has gajillions of dollars, but they don't win the World Series every year. That's just you're like, there's it comes down to other things, right?
Part of the reason the Dodgers are as good as they are is, one, their coaching is really good, but what happens is other teams like get someone really big, like a huge star, and then they don't pay them what they want to be paid, and the Dodgers are like, we'll take them.
Yeah.
And then
it's you're freezing up there, buddy.
They come to the team.
There you go. You're back. Nope,
I'm
you're
back.
totally.
What was the last thing you heard?
Well, the last thing we heard was back.
Oh, okay. Okay. The reason the Dodgers are so good is their coaching, and then also other teams won't pay players what they want to be paid. So the Dodgers are like, we'll take them with our giant payroll.
Yeah.
So it becomes this sort of like Voltron of really good players being stuck together. The Lakers do the same thing.
Yeah.
Does that mean they win every year? No, but
Yeah. And that's where, like, you have certain that is, I think, the reason why we always look at an underdog, because you're like, okay, let's find out what's going on. And you're like, oh, this guy's plays baseball because it was his childhood dream. He had a real job for 10 years and now he's finally playing baseball. You're like, I want that guy to win. I want that guy to be successful. Like, and it's like, oh, this guy has never actually worked a real job and makes $5 million a year. You're like, oh, fuck that guy. I don't want him to win shit. It's a weird thing, right? But you're like somebody who's, when you have a good story of, like, this is why, like, as kids, everyone knows about Wayne Gretzky here. It's Wayne Gretzky. You're like, the great one. It's a normal thing. And then it's like, he got signed to the Kings and we're all like, we wish him the best. God damn it. You're like, it was this weird thing where you're like, well, he's got to provide for his family and he is great. It's only fair that he would do that, but we're disappointed. And at the same time, there are people up here who are fans of the Kings just because of Wayne Gretzky. Like, I'm a fan of Wayne Gretzky. Wherever Wayne Gretzky goes, that's where I want to be a fan of, right? So
that's so funny to me that he becomes the, like, almost independent of whatever team he's on. LeBron
Yeah.
James in basketball is very similar, right? Where it's like it
That's
doesn't
true,
matter where he is, he's still the GOAT, right?
You mean Michael Jordan? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan
No,
is definitely.
I agree with you on that, but like
Eat shit, okay? LeBron James sucks. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. Always will be. You know why? Because nobody says, well, Michael Jordan isn't like this. No, everyone compares people to Michael Jordan. That's why he's the GOAT. Okay?
They actually do say the Michael Jordan of things. Like they use that as the comparison for the best. They don't say the LeBron James of things. Like they still even the like the new generation, Michael Jordan of this. Everyone has Jordans. Nobody has LeBrons. Like let's get that one out of there.
That's accurate. Also, too, when you hear LeBron James, you don't think of basketball. You think of LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron James. Like that's right.
Yeah.
It's not like I remember watching because like we weren't big sports people growing up and everything, but like watching Michael Jordan for the first time, like dunking, and I'm like, he's flying. There's no way you could. He's just like, and you're just like. That's not real. You can't jump like that. You're like, and it just blows your mind because then people are like, I can play like, no, you can't. No, you can't be like Mike. That's just you can try, but you can't.
No.
Yeah. It was a great. I remember there's a story about Michael Jordan and Wayne Gretzky, like at a bar or casino or something, because they both drink and gamble way too much and stuff, right? But where Michael Jordan tipped like a $20 chip and Wayne Gretzky's like, oh my god, Mike, just took it and put like 300s. Like, I'm so sorry, he's new. And Michael Jordan was like, fuck you, bro. He's like, I'm the great one, just calm down. And like it was this weird thing where like they are both the best, but they in no way, shape, or form can they actually compete in anything. Like it's a hilarious thing where it's very.
I love little crossovers like that. Like there used to be a game on Steam called Poker Night at the Inventory, and it was all these like Telltale Games characters playing poker. Yeah, it was really fun, but like there's no way these characters would interact outside of poker.
Yeah, that's right.
And we've had a poker person on the show before, Joe Stapleton. He like calls the he like does the announcement for
the commentary.
The like poker
Jesus.
tour. Like we haven't really talked about poker as a sport.
How is it that Canada is the only one that has good internet? What the fuck is happening in LA? God, you guys have so much money. It's ridiculous.
I mean, I don't. Can you hear me just fine? Because I
can hear you just fine.
Okay, yeah. Because I'm just sitting here. It's like, no, my computer's not frozen. I'm just sitting here.
I was going to say, we didn't really talk about
animated. Like I feel like Ricky Bobby. Like, what do I do with my hands? I don't know what to do with my hands right now.
I don't do this. I don't. Yeah, no, it's fair. It's you're absolutely right. It's one of those things where that crossover of like hilariously enough, even in comedy, like doing stand up and everything, we all are individual performers, right? So the idea of us talking to each other is a weird thing because we play off each other. And so like I had a friend from Vancouver visit for a week who's a comedian, and me and him get along very well. And I'm like, spending the day together, essentially, it just like I was so like just everything was a joke constantly, and you're like, you don't really understand how that works. And it's like, so someone in the same sense where like two great figures of that would never actually play together, seeing them interact, you get a totally different experience, which is entertaining, that's for sure. But
I don't know if you guys remember this. There was a show in the early 2000s called Pros versus Joes, where these average guys tried to play sports against these like pro athletes. And it wasn't always in their sport. Like they have to score like soccer goals. And this one guy picked Dirk Smits from the Indiana Pacers. And he's like, oh, big, tall, white guy. What are you going to know about soccer? I'm like, they called him the Flying Dutchman. He played soccer before he played basketball. You're an idiot. Sure enough, this giant white guy going up and down the field, just scoring goals on him. The guy could barely make one. He's already made 3 goals. So like,
Oh,
Now your history of sports in other countries, because yes, US is very dominant in a lot of sports, but
Yeah.
other countries do other things a lot better than us.
Yeah, well,
This would be like if you were like, "Hey, we should cast Hugh Jackman in our musical. Wouldn't it be funny if we had Wolverine?" He
right?
was a musical performer before he was.
Your internet sucked at the perfect point because you just paused every word of the whole thing. But yeah, no, it's you don't realize that like people have skills outside of, and like there are some like I grew up with a few guys who played hockey, but you're like, it didn't matter what sport you introduced them to them. They would play one round, then understand how it works, and then just dominate everything. And you're like, damn it. You're like, come on. You know, it's Pros vs. Joes was hilarious.
Yeah. Before we
That was
get
such
out
a
of
good
here, I
show.
just want to ask, of your favorite sport, what is your favorite thing about your favorite sport?
That's a great question.
Are we talking about sport to watch or sport to play?
Either or both.
Yeah, either or both. Yeah.
I like that. I played soccer was my favorite sport to play, even though I had the loneliest position of like goalkeeper, where I'm standing there during practice. It's me versus them. In a game, it's me versus them. If we win, I get no glory from it. If we lose, it's all my fault. Like God forbid, like but I had a moment where the other girl from the other team was like really down on herself. She's like, I couldn't score a goal. And I looked at her, I was like, hey, you don't have to be so hard on yourself. I'm actually really good at what I do. You gave me a little bit of a work. So, you know, take it for what you will, but you did a really good job. I'm just better at this than you are. And she actually didn't take it to heart. She just laughed it off. And her team actually heard me talking to her about that. And they're like, you were so nice to her to try to make her feel better. Like, you don't go to our school. You're not on our team. Like, nobody else on our team was talking to her. Like, that's so cool to do. I was like, guys, on the field, yes, I'm going to annihilate you. Off the field, we're still people. We still have feelings. I know how she feels when I'm having a bad game. Holy God, do I spiral. And something about sports, it brings people together. That's what I like. Like your team, if you're any good teammate, you have each other's back. And that's what I love watching is when you see on the field, somebody just like getting down and tell the other person's like, hey, push through, let's go. We got this, let's go. That's what I love. That's the most respectful thing I see about sports that people don't talk enough about.
That's true.
The camaraderie of it all. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, like baseball in particular, where you have that like sort of face off between the pitcher and the batter, and I really enjoy learning about pitching and what it takes to pitch because there's so much involved with it. Like I remember about 10 years ago, I watched a documentary about the knuckleball, and they were just interviewing R.A. Dickey and Tim Wakefield and this like what it takes to throw a knuckleball, like why it's so important, and like how they're managing to be like 40 years old in Major League Baseball because it's easier on your arm and stuff like that. And I just love the idea of like what sort of like sciencey shit is going on in being a pitcher, and then also just the sort of like the story of being a pitcher versus a batter and how that like works in movies and stuff. So I think the storytelling of it all, and then also the sciencey bits with pitching. What about you, Dino?
I don't know. Like, so I'm like I said, I'm not a huge sporto guy, but I think of all sports, what I love is how unifying the fan base can be and how welcoming it can be, right? Like, so if you're a fan, we went, my wife was born in the UK. So we go and like the last time we went, we actually went to Manchester United stadium for a tour and everything like that. And it was such a cool experience. And then every once in a while, I'll do content holding the mug that I got as a souvenir. And people were like, hey, Man United. And I'm like, soccer. Right? But it's this weird thing where you're like, people will bypass everything else for common fandom of a team, you know? And like I'm seeing it up here where people who don't even care about sports are like, go Jays, and everyone's like, go Jays. Why? Because you're like, it's you know. So like I'm more of a fan of the celebration of it all and the camaraderie, as opposed to actually. And aside from that, it's like I love watching football just because people like get brutalized. Like watching, there's a video of I forget who trying to get tackled by Ocho Cinco, and because he thought he had him, and he gets taken out, and he's like, thought you had me, eh? He's like, I thought you didn't see me, I was wrong, I'll never do that again. And you're like, that's some funny shit. Why? Because like they're on opposing teams, but also you know, the guy got dropped, and I'm like, I always love watching people get dropped. So anyways, where can everyone find you and follow you, Amy? Internet.
Fucking internet, of course.
Yeah, sorry.
Let's try it again.
That's all right. Yeah, Amy, where can everyone find you?
My Instagram, it is Amy Drinks for Work.
There
no
we go.
spaces, no special things. No worries. So let me try that again. So Amy Drinks for Work. Yeah. So you can find me on Instagram. I go to random comedy clubs in Los Angeles. They let me.
Awesome.
But
You can find us at Generation Dan, wherever social medias are found, or follow me at Atlas Novak in those same places, or my other show, Nexus at Night, and I'm not going to continue because my internet sucks today. Dino, how about you?
Dino the Genetic Marvel everywhere, everyone. I gotta go, so we will see you very soon, and I will be back on probably tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody.